Hello, welcome to my channel. It's Girly Nails here. I wanted to hop on and create this little video on how to save a dried out polish because I see this in a lot of groups. People ask, oh, my polish dried out, what can I do? People always recommend thinner. I usually recommend a combination of base as well as thinner, and it really depends on the type of polish. I personally do not like to use, depending on how much evaporation has occurred. As you can see, there's quite a bit of evaporation in this polish. There's a little bit of liquid, but it's pretty dried out. It's really thick. I actually off camera had to use some channel locks just to get this off because it was so hard to get the cap off. And that is because I'm notorious for not cleaning the threads after usage. So it probably did not have an airtight seal. Therefore, a lot of the liquid in here evaporated. So I'll have to clean those threads. But now that I have it open, what I like to use is some base specifically for glitter polish because it helps suspend it, and then maybe add a little bit of thinner. I don't like to use thinner completely because first of all, you need a lot of thinner because I've lost a lot of liquid. The chemicals for this polish, it's like down to here. So I would have to put quite a bit in here. And sometimes if you use too much thinner, it can actually ruin the polish. So it all depends on the type of polish you're trying to revive. So I like to do a mixture of both and get a good consistency. So I'll put a little bit of base, a little bit of thinner, and then mix it up and usually get a nice consistency. Because this is so thick right now, I'm just going to add some base and probably some thinner to kind of help thin it out. But this is a really pretty polish and I don't want to lose this polish. So this is by Heather Hughes. This is the name of the polish. I think that's an F, which is Kefi. It's their 6-year anniversary polish. Heather Hughes is an original. She's been around a long time, but she's been on hiatus and hopefully they're doing well. So they haven't made polish in quite some time. And I really love Heather Hughes, especially for the Crellies that they would make all the time. I have a ton of their polishes, but they're not making polishes. There wasn't any like real announcement as to going on hiatus, but you never know why that occurs. And I'm just happy to have the ones that I own because I have a pretty big collection of Heather's polishes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open this, and I have some polish base that I'm going to add in here. I'm not going to reveal the name of where I bought the base because I've had this base for a long time, and I know there's controversy around some of these vendors and makers, and you know, these are products that I have owned for years, so it's my money that I've spent, so I'm going to use it regardless. So I always have, you know, keep base on hand just in case, but there's plenty of other places you can buy base from. So this one is it's a base for glitter, and I write it down so I remember. And I actually like this this particular base because, and let me put the cap back on, because of the fact that it's a pretty nice consistency. It's not super thick, so I do like it. Now, granted, I don't know, obviously, I don't know where Heather got their polish base, but they're relatively going to be the same. They may mix it differently with thinner or other things to develop their formula consistency. But for me, because this is my polish, I don't plan to sell it. So what I do is my choice. So I'm going to go ahead and add some glitter base. Because this is on the top, you're not going to be able to see how much I'm going to pour in, but I'm going to pour in a little bit close to the top. Of it. Close the cap so I don't spill it. And then, so I don't know if you can tell, but now I filled it up a bit. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to add some thinner. So I have a thing of thinner here. And then once I have that, now you can see the liquid in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put the cap back on. And then essentially what I'm going to do is start off by tapping it a bit. I may have to use something, but there's balls in here. There's the agitator ball, so it should help mix it. So I'll just kind of tap it a little bit. I'll roll it just to get the thing to start mixing. I know some people have polish or vortex shakers. I don't have one of those, so I'm just doing it old school way and just kind of rolling and tapping the base of my hand until, and as you can see, it's starting to revive. And see, this polish is so pretty. I love how colorful the glitters are in here. This is why I really love Heather's polishes. They really made some gorgeous curlies. And so I'm just going to keep tapping it. And then basically this will have a much nicer. Now I probably could add a little bit more, but you can see. Now I know some folks, like I would have to, if I was ever to sell this, I would have to put a disclaimer to say that I have added polish base and thinner so that folks wouldn't think that I'm trying to, you know, cheat. But I don't, again, I just don't add nothing but thinner because it can ruin a polish. It really depends on the polish. Like I also have base for polishes that are designed for micas and shimmers and creams and those type of polishes. Sometimes makers will use a combination of both base that's used for glitter as well as the other type of base for like micas or shimmers or creams, because again, it's a little balancing act on the type of formula they're trying to achieve. So each maker is different. So now let me swatch this swatch wheel just so you can kind of see, whereas before it was super thick. See, now it has a nice consistency. Get plenty of those glitters. I mean, look at that. That is such a pretty polish. I really, really love the glitters in this. It's so pretty. And I just saved my Crelly. And that's how you can save them. So you don't need to throw them out. They could even be crusty, like really dried out. If you just mix some base and some polish thinner, you can revive polishes. I mean, you really can. And then what I like to do is I have one of these tools that if I have a polish that has pigment that's just so thick and like crusty or really difficult that I have to break it down, I'll stick this in the bottle and actually stir to really get in it. But because this polish still had some base in it and it wasn't completely crusty dry, I really didn't need to do anything than what I did. And so there you go. I was able to salvage this polish that had lost a lot of its base, and I'm super happy that I'm able to save it. And actually I should polish my nails with that and have some fun with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to clean off the threads on this and put this back into my little collection. And yeah, there you go. I hope this was helpful and insightful, and that you will be able to save any of your polishes that you may have. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask below. Thanks. Bye.